Hi, I'm Brett. Today we're going to talk about the 1.6 litre twin cam turbo direct injection Nissan engine. Now in this particular car it's the Nissan Pulsar SSS. There's a couple of different variations of the models that come out around the world, but it's a fairly common engine these days using direct injection technology. And we've done some testing on this car as per our previous video updates, but it's a great opportunity to refresh what we've tested some time ago with current updates and what you may be thinking of wanting to modify in your own particular car, hoping to gain that little bit of incremental gain in power and performance that you may think that you missed out on in the past. And what we're going to talk about today is the mechanical modifications of these cars after you've done a proper factory ECU tune. Now, what we found out some time ago when this car first came out was, because it's got such a tiny turbo, putting a modified exhaust or a modified air intake on the car after you've got a good quality tune really doesn't cut the mustard as far as good value for money when you consider what you're going to actually get, when you consider the cost of the exhaust or the cost of the modified intake versus the power you're going to gain. And effectively what we've found, you only talk on 1 or 2 kilowatts. So it is still a misnomer out there that is some holy grail of improved power and performance by putting an exhaust system or a modified air intake, or what's commonly called a cold air intake, on these particular cars. And this car here is a really good example. We did a custom tune of the factory ECU upgrade with the XA power kit, as you can see here, some time ago with the factory standard engine. Originally had the factory standard airbox. You can see all the original factory components. And I've covered the brand of the air intake here out of respect for the brand, because I'm not talking about the brand, I'm talking about the modification. The client allowed his friend to convince him to put a so-called modified cold air intake on it. So what he's done is changed the pipework here and replaced the factory standard airbox, and then contacted us to check the tune. Now, he was hoping he was going to get some miraculous increase in power and performance, but as you can see by this graph, the dyno data virtually overlays one over the other. So we're talking very, very small gains in torque here. A lot of it is just various variations with dyno over time. But look at the power curve here in green. It's almost identical, and this is after we've done a proper custom retune to suit this car, and then done a comparison back to the factory standard car with a factory standard airbox. Now, the reason being is the factory standard airbox just doesn't provide a restriction to the air intake to this engine, which, if you modify it or open it up, would then release any hidden power that wasn't taken advantage of with anything else. And exactly the same thing occurs with the standard exhaust system. The factory standard turbo is so small, it doesn't require a hell of a lot of gas flow and therefore a really big exhaust to make the car go well. So if you put a big exhaust on this car, really all you're doing is opening up the exhaust to flow the same amount of gas that the turbo, given its size, can't flow in the first place anyway. So the only reason you would change these parts on this car, an air intake or an exhaust system, is you want it to sound different or you want it to look different. You certainly wouldn't do it for value for money for performance improvements. And importantly, what we've tested on this car is there are mild modifications needed to the map to suit these modifications when you fit them. The really good thing is this particular brand of intake has got, and you can see here, it's a little bit hard to see, but where the airflow meter sensor is in behind here, this diameter of the pipe here is identical to the factory intake, and then it goes back up to a different size here. So what happens is, under here is you've got this nice big air intake that then restricts down to the size to match the calibrated airflow meter sensor, and then it opens back up again to give an increased diameter back into this, and then it reduces back down again into the connection at the back of the engine where it goes into the turbo. So really there is no gain in performance. There is a gain in increase in noise, but think about where it's getting its air. It's not really a cold air intake at all. It's taken the air from inside the airbox, and if you look at the original factory standard airbox, it actually works quite well for a proper cold air intake system. So again, you only want to fit these parts if you want increased noise, or if you want increased exhaust noise as well, certainly not from a performance point of view. And that's nothing done wrong by the modification or the manufacturer who supplied this intake. These guys supply the parts because people want them, but you may not get what you're hoping for when it comes to that holy grail of hidden power improvements. Remember, the XA power kit on this particular model that we released comes with a new car factory warranty guarantee, meaning that you modify the car with the MRT performance upgrade. If something goes wrong and Nissan decline warranty due to the modifications caused by us, we'll cover you under the same warranty for the length of the factory warranty. You can download more technical data on our website. Just put in Nissan or Nissan Pulsar SSS or SSS at the top of the search command on our new website. Download the technical information, have a look at some of our other videos. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube or Twitter. I'll link some of this dyno data to the link at the bottom of this channel and some of the photos as well from the car and the dyno for you to help you a bit more in the future. But for now, I'm Brett Middleton. Thanks for watching.